What's up YouTube? It's Original Dobo here, and today we're going to learn how to root and ROM the Samsung Droid Charge by Verizon, and I'm going to go over step by step to show you how to do it and hopefully end up with a brick-free result. Okay guys, so your first step into rooting the phone is going on xdadevelopers.com, which I already have pulled up here, and looking at the Altered Beast EE4 baseband files. Now in here, it's going to show you how to root and ROM the phone as well. It's also going to have a file already set. So you have to download Odin, and you have to download this package here. Now this package is going to contain a kernel, and it's also going to contain the Altered Beast ROM, which we're not going to be using today, but it's the easiest package to download to actually root your phone. Now you're going to download the files, and you're going to extract them to a folder, and you can name it Droid Charge root if you want, or whatever you want. And this file is going to be flashed into your phone via Odin. So I already have it downloaded, so we're not going to have to download it, but the download is here. Now that we have our files downloaded for Odin and the Altered Beast ROM, you should also check out downloading the Gummy Charge files as well, so you have those on the root of your SD card, because that's what's going to be flashed actually on this. So we need to make sure that we've already accepted our over-the-air update for EE4. So to do that, we're going to go into Settings. We're going to go into the About Phone, scroll all the way to the bottom, check the build number, which is EE4, and check the baseband, which is EE4 as well. Those are essential improvements to your firmware that you need to have before you flash or root. So as long as those are updated and good to go, the next step we need to do a factory data restore. Make sure all the apps are clear off the phone, because anything we flash could cause problems. So we need to make sure that you have a factory data reset done to your phone. So in order to do that, we're going to go back into our settings, and we're going to go down into privacy, and we're going to do factory data reset the phone. And we're going to erase everything, and we're going to go ahead and let it reboot, and then we'll come back and we'll get the phone into download mode, okay? Okay, now that we've done our factory data reset, everything's been reset, the phone's been booted up, I'm not logged into any of my Gmail right now. We're going to go back into settings, we're going to go into applications, and verify unknown sources is checked. It's not really too important that that's checked, but I always check it. And USB debugging is on. Allow mock locations. I don't think it's really important, but I'm going to go check it anyhow. So that's been checked. So we need to get the phone in download mode. And how we do that is we're going to power it off. We're going to take the back of it off, take the back of the phone off. The battery has got to come out of the phone. Battery's out of the phone is completely off. We're going to set the phone down, and now we're going to go ahead, now because Odin's already installed in our phone and our files already been unzipped, we're going to go ahead and open Odin. Odin's opened. We're going to go ahead and make sure we have our USB cord here. Plug in the USB to a good USB cord. You guys got to remember this. The phone has to be installed. The drivers have to be installed before you do any of this. So if you haven't already hooked your phone up to your laptop, make sure you do so before you do anything. So you have our USB cord connected. We're going to need to find the file. So you're going to go to PDA. Do not touch phone. Do not touch any of these other things. You're going to PDA. Go to PDA. We're going to be looking for the Altered Beast tar.md5 sum. So we're going to open that, because that's what we're going to be flashing into our phone. So we're going to put that there. Make sure that repartition is not checked, and the auto reboot and the reset time is checked. Auto reboot checked and reset time. No repartition data. So what we're going to do is, to get the phone into download mode, you're going to hold the volume button down while connecting the USB cord. And if you do it right, it'll boot up into the download mode. You'll see the little Android there, and it'll also say added on Odin. So now we're ready to start. So I want to make sure my USB cord is nice and secure, and we're going to go ahead and start to flash the file. So we're just going to click start. And it's going to say please wait, and this can take anywhere upwards to about 10 minutes to do. Don't be nervous, follow the instructions on the screen. Do not turn off the phone, do not unplug it, otherwise you'll have a real nasty brick on your hands and you might not be able to recover it. So we're just going to go ahead and let this work its magic. Now if everything goes right and it completes, up here you'll say a pass. If it fails, don't worry, try again. Okay guys, right now Odin is working its magic. It's showing that it's got the factory YFS going and it's downloading. So the phone is downloading the new flash, and you might see progress on the screen, but I haven't seen anything yet. So it's showing it here. Still, don't be alarmed. It is a long process. You are flashing a lot of files. You may not realize it, but there's a lot going on. And if it fails, it will tell you it fails. So it is still downloading. You really don't want to touch the phone. You don't want to make any real sudden movements with it because anything can mess with the USB cord. So it's still flashing. So you're still brick free as of right now. Knock on wood. Okay guys, so Odin's downloading. It's still flashing. The phone is downloading. Everything's working nice and smooth, just like it's supposed to be. We're almost halfway through the flash, and it's moving really quick. So once it's done flashing, the phone is going to shut off because there's no battery in the phone. So you're going to need to unplug the phone, and you're going to need to hook up your Samsung battery, put it back in the phone, and then you're going to want to reboot it. Now when we boot it up, the CWM that I have for the phone, it's a little screwy. It's the older version of imnuts' Clockwork Mod Recovery, so sometimes you have to take the battery out. So don't even put your door back on until you're actually fully done and it's ROM'd and rooted and everything's good. So we're still downloading. Again, it's a long process. Don't freak out, don't unplug it. Okay guys, so if everything went right, you should end up with a pass. Sometimes in the first try you won't, but I ended up with a pass on my first try. So right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to put the battery back in the phone, just like so, and we're going to boot it up. And now it should boot up in to recovery mode, which is going to be perfect. So let's see as it boots up. And sometimes the first boot can take a little bit, but what we're going to do immediately, we're going to do another factory data reset because we have Altered Beast on here. Well, that's something I forgot too, because we also installed the Voodoo Lagfist. Right now, it's converting the data, so this can take up to even another 2 to 10 minutes. I know that's a crazy time frame, but that's how long it can take. So we're just going to leave it be and forget about it for a little bit and come back after it's rebooted into recovery. Okay guys, now that Voodoo Lagfist converted the data partition, and right now Voodoo Lagfist is disabled and we're in Clockwork Mod Recovery mode by the Voodoo Lagfist. So right now what we need to do, because we're not going to be using Altered Beast on this phone, we need to do what they call factory data reset again. And I know you're probably tired of doing it, but we need to do it again because when we flash Gummy Charge, files from Gummy Charge aren't going to be compliant with those of Altered Beast. Now you can do it if you want, but I've never done it and I don't recommend flashing right from this to Gummy Charge. So we're going to go factory data reset, and we're just going to go just like this. Yes, and it's going to take a little bit to do a factory data reset on it. Again, take up to 5 minutes. Oh, actually quicker than I thought. Alright, so we're now back to the reboot screen. So we're going to go install zip from SD card. And we're going to choose the zip from the SD card. Now Gummy Charge is already on the root of my SD. So the one I'm going to flash is I'm going to flash the 1.5. The reason being, I like the fact that I can still put my email, and I'm going to show you how to set everything up. Even though Gummy Charge 1.8 is the newest one, I've been having problems actually setting up my email from it. So we're just going to go right to 1.5. We're going to flash 1.5. We're going to go down to install. We're going to install 1.5. And it's going to boot up, and if everything's going right, it should come up with Gummy Charge. Yep, there it goes. Showing Gummy Charge by Keyjar31. And this will take about 10 minutes by completion, total reboot time. Don't turn the phone off. Don't freak out if you think you're in a boot loop, you're not. Now that I've installed Gummy Charge and everything went right, now you'll notice with this Clockwork Mod Recovery, this is the older version. There is newer files that you can download, so you won't have this problem. The newer Clockwork Mod Recovery is going to be yellow, and it's going to have the go back button enabled. This one doesn't. So the only way I can go back is, again, take the battery out. It's not the best way to do it, but that's how I have to do it here. And boot the phone up. And give it just a second, and it should go back into the recovery mode. If we just give it just a moment. Yep, back into the recovery mode. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reboot the system now. Rebooting. And it'll come up with the Samsung logo. Now the first boot can take a little bit to actually fire up the new ROM. There's a lot of new software that's in there. So we're just going to let this thing boot up. Now you'll notice too the boot animation's broken. That's normal. But hopefully they'll have a fix for that soon. So can take a little bit. Samsung logo is still there. That will go away in a little bit. Or sometimes never, if your phone is bricked. Oh, there it goes. So it's booting up. Alrighty, so we're going to let this thing boot up, and then we'll come back and check it out. Okay guys, so the ROM has been cooked up, it's on here, we're ready to begin. We're just going to skip these steps just so we can show you exactly what's going on. So we're going to touch the little Android, we're going to begin, we're going to next, we're just going to go all the way through, we're going to skip all this stuff here. That way we can get right into the ROM and show you that it is cooked up, everything is functioning. Again, this is 1.5, this is not Keyjar's latest ROM, but it is still just as good as any of his other ROMs he has. I'll show you, we do have root. There's super user right there, as you can see, and everything is really smooth on this. A couple of things I recommend doing is downloading the Voodoo controls so you can enable Voodoo, and that way you can also flash kernels as well. So Voodoo is not enabled right now, so I gotta log in and enable that, but hope this has been helpful to everybody who's been watching, and happy rooting.